Welcome back to our channel, Teaching and Learning. Yes, you all know that this channel is mainly dedicated to support you, to help you, let's say to encourage you towards your English language learning for those people who really wants to improve their academic English in one hand, and mainly also talks about business communication, IELTS practice, and different writing skills. Today in this video I'm going to talk about one of the very important aspects of writing skills. If we are starting our university education and we really want to develop our writing skills, then this video is going to be very useful and important and motivating for you also to improve your writing skills. This is somehow the fundamental techniques and strategies to improve our writing skills. And let's move to the topic. Today I'm going to talk about the writing process. What is the writing process? How do we understand writing process, or why writing process is important to apply whenever we write for some academic purposes, not for the personal purposes. So writing process, obviously there are mainly the four things whenever we talk about the process, four steps through which we need to go. First one is invention. Invention means generating, inventing some ideas and important things. And the second one is arrangement. We need to arrange and organize those ideas and information that we are going to write in the text. And is drafting and revising. And the fourth one is editing and proofreading. So these four steps, or let's say stages of writing, comes under the writing process. Writing is not cannot be mastered, cannot be developed that much way overnight, okay, and it cannot be done at once. So there are steps we need to follow. All these steps in order, then only we can make our writing more academic and professionals. As I have already mentioned, there are four steps or four stages that we adopt when we go for the academic writing. Today I am going to talk about the first one, the invention, what invention means, or what we actually do when we go through the invention process, steps of writing process. Invention simply is known as introducing, producing, or knowing something, or finding out something from the source or from our intuition and so many other things. Mainly how do we generate the knowledge? How do we understand the content or subject matter? There are two ways. One is getting things from outside, and another is through our intuition, and how do we actually mix our meditation process through it. This is too philosophical, okay? I'm not going to touch that areas in this video. What I'm trying to say is, let's move to the invention steps of writing process. All the students who are watching me right now, even the teachers and the researchers and professionals, the businessmen and so many other people, you need to be very careful whenever you are writing something. Please try to follow the 4 steps process of writing. It gives you more confidence. It makes your writing more professional. In one hand, you will be more confident. Automatically, your writing becomes very good. And another is your writing becomes professional. There will not be many, problems. So you can reflect the professionalism, formalism in your writing. So please do not miss it and check it. Invention. As I have mentioned, that invention means finding out something, discovering something, making something into common, for the public. So that is invention. And rather than going too far, philosophical discussion and etymological discussion, just connect this word invention or these steps in case of writing. Whenever we go through writing process, how invention actually works, okay? Let me read out one sentence from here in this book. So I'm following the book, I'm getting the reference from this book, Patterns for College Writing, which is very important for the, students of bachelor level who have just started their university degree. They will be benefited more from this. That's my and many universities have taken this book as the textbook. also. So invention or pre-writing, when we connect the word invention in writing, we can understand that this is pre-writing. Okay, pre-writing means we do something, we write something before the actual writing. What does it mean then? It's an important and frequently the most neglected part of writing process. At this stage, you discover what interests you about your subject and consider what ideas to develop in your essay. So whenever we go for writing process, at that time, invention is something like the pre-writing. At that time, we check ourselves what we have or what we are interested in about that topic or subject matter, and what we are going to discover, find out, search and understand from other scholars. Okay, these two things are very important: what we are interested in and what we are going to look for, mainly in case of invention. So when you are given a writing assignment, you may be tempted to start writing a first draft immediately before writing. However, you should be sure you understand your assignment and its limits, and you should think about what you want to say. Time spent on these issues now will pay off later when you draft your essay. It means if you spend half an hour in planning, you will save 2 hours, let's say, in the actual event. It is popularly said. The same thing applies over here in the writing process also. If you wait, stop, think, and make a kind of invention or pre-writing stage. If you work hard in pre-writing stage, it looks like that you are spending your very valuable time for meaningless things or your resources, but it is not the case. It will pay off you later on when you actually engage in writing process. I'm very much convinced. So what you actually do in invention or pre-writing steps is you set your limit, because the information about the topics, the analysis, interpretation can be very vast. So how do you limit your text, your written text? So you need to think about it, how to limit it. What are the informations and what type of analysis will be over there, to what extent you will go to that subject matter, first thing. And second is you work hard to understand the assignments, the questions. The questions mainly in the Eastern life, we are often asked the questions. So we need question to write. To answer those questions, we need to understand the question first. We need to limit we need to set the limit of the information, knowledge, and subject matters over there. For example, the questions or in assignment will be direct. Sometimes on the other times it will be indirect also. When the question is direct, it is easy to write, but when the question is indirect, it is very difficult to write. Let me read that examples. Okay. So write about an experience that changed your life. Discuss the procedure you use to synthesize ammonia. Ammonia is a kind of gas, So these two questions, these two assignments for writing are very direct. So it is not difficult to maintain this question, to answer these questions. Okay. These two questions are very direct. These assignments are direct. But let me read out another, assignment which may be typically more difficult in the context of using Jonathan Kozol's essay The Human Cost of an Illiterate Society as source material. Write an essay using as your thesis the following statement by James Madison: people who mean to be their own governors must arm themselves with the power knowledge gives. So here, in such type of assignments, whenever you go for writing in such type of assignments, it is not that much direct and easy. It is difficult because there is given the reference, there is a story, articles, essay, on the basis of which there is given another topic. How do you parallelly check, analyze, and make a kind of comparison, similarities and differences between them, on the basis of which how do you justify and explain your subject matters? That's very important. And to deal whether the direct assignment or indirect, you need to spend your time in innovation or pre-writing steps. So we check all those things before we actually write. Let's say what we do in innovation stage of writing process. What we do is, first thing we need to do is setting limits. Once you understand the assignment, you should consider its length, purpose, audience and occasions, and your own knowledge of the subjects. Each of these factors help you to determine what you will say about your topics. So there is a subject matter for the assignments. Once you understand your assignment, what type of assignment it is it direct or indirect type of writing? Once you understand, then you need to go to set the limit. While setting the limit, obviously the length also matters a lot. The length of your text. If your text is 100 pages long, if your text is 2 pages long, obviously that length of your text determines what you are going to include and what you are going to exclude. So longer the text, the length, longer the text, obviously you will have many more things to explain. So often your instructor will specify the length of a paper, and this word or page limit has a direct bearing on your paper's focus. For example, you would need a narrower topic for a 2-page essay than for a 10-page one. Similarly, you could not discuss a question as thoroughly during an hour-long exam as you might a paper written over several days. So time plays very vital role. The length. If your term paper, your essay is 2 pages long, then you cannot mention many things, or it is not required to mention so many things, in that term paper. Or if you have the 100, let's say 10 pages term papers or essay, at that time you can include many more things. So length also matters. Sometimes the time also matters. You are writing in 1 hour, obviously different with the writing that you complete it in several days. So this length, you need to set limit about the length. And the next one is purpose. So you need to set limit to the purpose also, because writing might have various purposes. For example, in expressive writing, what you do is you convey your personal feelings and impression to the readers. Expressive writing is used in diaries, personal emails and journals. They are written in narrative and descriptive essays. So that is expressive type of writing. Another writing is informative type of writing. We actually write for the information. For example, we inform our readers about something. Informative writing is used in essay exams, lab reports and expository essays. So what we actually inform our audience. And in persuasive writing, we try to persuade them, convince them about our subject matter. So we need to set limit about the length, set limit to the type of writing, that is set limit the purpose. First one is length, second one is purpose, and the third one is audience. Most of the time we have the very certified, very specified particular group of people, but another time we may not have that type of audience group. But at least we should have target audience in our mind. To whom I am writing right now? What is their age? What is their education backgrounds? What is their religion, cultural background, language, nationalities, and so many things actually matters a lot. I cannot write the same essay, same information for very young children and the people who are in the age of 30s. It automatically differ. So we need to set a limit, at least in our mind. Other readers also can be benefited from our writing, but at least primarily it should be targeted towards the target audience. And the next one is occasion. Occasion means obviously in an academic writing situation, the occasion is almost always a specific assignment. The occasion suggests a specific audience. For example, a history instructor, as well as a specific purpose. For example, discuss the cause of World War I. In fact, even the format of paper, whether you use headings or whether you present your response to an assignment as an essay or technical reports, all things matters a lot. It means, whenever we try to set the limits for our academic writing in innovation, in writing process, what we limit is the length, number one, purpose of writing, number two, and the audience to whom we are writing, number three, and the occasion, in which occasion and situation or atmosphere we are writing, that matters. These four things matters a lot. And last but not the least, knowledge. What sort of knowledge we are going to include, we need to know about that. To what extent we know about the subject, and what we are going to search, find out, check, and review others, ideas, others information and opinions about that subject matter. That also plays very vital role. Next, length. Has your instructor specified a length? Is it already specified the length by somebody like your teacher or instructor or the person who assigned you writing? And does the nature of your assignment suggest a length? Automatically, some assignment automatically suggest the length. So what about it? You need to check. You need to answer that question. Under purpose, is your general purpose to express personal feelings, to inform, to pursue? In addition to your general purpose, do you have any more specific purpose? Does your assignment provide any guidelines about purpose? So these things also plays very vital role. And the third one is audience. Is your audience a group or an individual? Are you writing for a group of people or an individual? That's the matter. Are you going to address a specialized or generalized audience? Are you going to focus to a specific target group of people, or your writing is for the general, for all the people? So you need to ask such question. It's checklist, and answer these things when you engage in innovation process. It means pre-writing process. And the next one is occasion. Are you writing in a class or at home? Are you addressing a situation outside the academic settings? What special approaches does your occasion for writing require? Last one, knowledge. What do you know about your subject? What do you need to find out? So all these things makes you confident about your writings. My dear audience, I often have met people who really feel themselves very difficult in writing process. What they say, sir, teacher, whenever I finish my bachelor degree or master degree, I never engage in writing process, they say. Then I ask, why? What's the problem with writing? It's a very marvelous, very interesting job. Then they say, it's very difficult, and whenever I engage in writing, it's very frustrating for me, and it is very difficult. It becomes a kind of mess, haphazard ideas, what to write, what not to write, how to organize the things. No, you are not habitualized, you are not practiced to go through the process. My dear audience, if you really go through this process, you will feel more confident and you become a very professional writer and good writers. That's my belief. Please spend your time for invention, for pre-writing steps. Don't go and hold your pen and start to write. No. What you need to do is you need to spend time for setting, understanding the subject matter or assignment. First one. Second one is setting the limits. And setting the limits also, really requires so many things to do, about the length, about the purpose, about the audience, about the occasion, about the knowledge. All things should be checked. You have your mind make up about to what area you will go, up to what area you will go to your subject matter, because even a small topic can be a bulky book. So it depends on how do you set limit to that area. After limiting, you need to move from subject to title. We need to hit from subject to title. And although many essays begin as specific assignment, some begin as broad areas of interest or concern. These general subjects always need to be narrowed to specific topics that can be discussed within the limit of assignment. For example, a subject like stem cell research could be interesting, but it is too complicated to write about for any college assignment except in a general way. It means, while assigning the writing tasks or assignment to the students or from the teacher side and from the student side, while engaging in writing, it is always better to move from general to a specific topic. Then only we can actually express our ideas, that can be tested also, so that students and teachers can have the idea about the things. So for moving from subject to topic, what we can do is first one is questions for probing. One way to move from general to subject to a specific topic is to examine your subject by asking a series of questions about it. These questions for probing are useful because they reflect how your mind operates. For instance, finding similarities and differences, or dividing a whole into its parts. It means questions for probing means we ask many questions about that subject matter, so that we can be very specific about our writing tasks, and which is the second sub topic or second important things under invention. First one is setting limit, second one is moving from general to specific, or let's say moving from subject to topic. Okay, so what kind of questions will be appropriate for probing? Okay, let me read out and you check before you engage in writing. What happened? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Who did it? And what does it look like? What are its characteristics? And characteristics. What impression does it make? What impression does it make? What are some typical cases or examples of it? How did it happen? What makes it work? How is it made? Okay, why did it happen? So what caused it? What does it cause? What are its effects? How is it like other things? How is it different from other things? What are its parts or type? How can its parts or type be separated or grouped? Does its parts or types fit into a logical order? How can it be defined? How does it resemble other members of its class? There are so many things we can check. By asking such questions, we will be specified from general subject to specified topic. And another important things what we can do for this one is free writing, not proving questions only, but from free writing also we can do. Another strategy for moving from subject to topic is free writing. You can use free writing at any stage of the writing process, for example, to generate supporting information or to find a thesis. However, free writing is particularly useful to narrow a general subject or assignments. When you free write, you write for a fixed period, perhaps 5 or 10 minutes, without stopping and without paying attention to spelling, grammar, or punctuation. Your goal is to get your ideas down on a paper so that you can react to them and shape of them. Look at this is very important. So question for proving, asking so many questions about your subject matters obviously transfer it from general subject to a specific topic. One idea. And second idea is you can just spend your time 5 to 10 minutes time about that topic, so that you can automatically specify your topic from subject to topic. It means free writing also helps you to specify the topics. And then finding something to say. So here what we are trying to go is this is another way. So what we are doing is we are under invention. So first thing is setting limit, second thing is this moving from subject to questions or particular questions, and third thing finding something to say. So now you are going to find out something just to write or to say. What you do over here is once you have narrowed your subject to a workable topic, you need to find out something to say about it. Brainstorming and journal writing are useful tools for generating ideas, and both can be helpful at this stage for the writing process. What we actually do is now we move to the finding to say sub-steps under invention. What we do over here is we brainstorm. Brainstorm means we make a list. We write down something, whatever it comes when we think, when we brainstorm. Okay, brainstorming is a way of discovering ideas about your topic. You can brainstorm in a group, exchanging ideas with several students. in your composition class and noting the most useful ideas. You can also brainstorm on your own, quickly recording every fact, ideas, and a detail you can think of that relates to your topic. So brainstorming is possible. It's a thinking and trying to getting out ideas. Whatever we remember, we grasp it and we collect all the ideas about the factors, influencing factors, cause and effects, characteristics, types, definition, whatever we know, and it can be done in group or in individual also. So brainstorming is one of the very good idea. And another is journal writing can be useful source of ideas at any stage of the writing process. Many writers routinely keep a journal jotting down experiences or exploring ideas they may want to use when they write journal entries, even when they have no particular writing topic in mind. Often these journal entries are the canvas for which longer pieces of writing develop. So journal writing means every day we write something. So it will help us to make a kind of invention about any subject matter. So brainstorming and journal writing, we can engage in these two activities through which we can invent, we can make some sort of invention about writing process. And the third sub steps under invention is grouping ideas. Grouping ideas, mainly whatever we have after finding something to say. That means brainstorming and journal entries. And after we have brainstorming and journal entries, obviously there is some ideas. There are some, we have the information that we need to arrange it, group it. Okay, how do we group the ideas? Once you have generated materials for your essay, you will want to group ideas that belong together. Clustering and outlining can help you to do this. So we can group the ideas, otherwise the ideas will be haphazard. We need to group it. So there are mainly two strategies, two ways how we can group the ideas. First one is clustering. Clustering is a way of visually arranging ideas so that you can tell at a glance where ideas belong and whether or not you need more information. Although you can use clustering at an earlier stage of the writing process, it is especially useful now for seeing how your ideas fit together. Clustering can also help you to narrow your paper's topics even further. If you find that your cluster diagram is too detailed, you can write about just one branch of the cluster. So clustering means putting the ideas into the order through which you can check whether the ideas and information is sufficient or you need to remove something, or beside that you only focus to some specific ideas and topics. So that helps you to do that one. For example, look at clustering ideas means here we have the cheating incidents, after test, anger, frustration, wanted to tell, and dismissed ideas, in college, implications, goals, evaluation. So that way we can, there is a main idea, we can make the bubbles, and where we can fit our ideas together, how they are related with each other, and logically we try to fit them into order from narrow to specific to general, and from general to specific. That way we check. Okay, and that is called the clustering under this grouping ideas. And another is outlining. Outlining means we understand how we are going to develop our writing. So outlining means how do we do that one. Look at it's outlining of the items. So that way we can make outline. Outline means a kind of pictures. It looks, we put a kind of skeleton or map, general blueprint about how we are going to develop our writing. So those all things actually studied over there. And after a thesis statement is more than a title, an announcement of your intent or the statement of facts. Although a descriptive title contains your readers, it is not detailed enough to reveal your essay's purpose or direction. An announcement of your intent can reveal more, but it is stylistically distracting. Finally, a statement of facts such as historical facts or a static is a statement like Alaska became a state in 1959 or tuberculosis is highly contagious or the population of Greece is about 10 million. So all these things means the statements. That is also very important. We need to develop the thesis statement over here. Okay, and then in this way we can make invention. Okay, let me summarize all these ideas. First, what we do is first of all, what we do is in the first steps we try to understand the assignments, whether it is direct or indirect. Okay, I have given you the example in the beginning also of this video. And second thing is we need to set the limit, set the length, which is very important when we actually engage in invention or pre-writing steps. If you don't set the limits, then it may create many problems. Even though you are a very professional writer, it may create the problem. So set the limits. Under limits, please set the limits of the length, purpose, audience, and occasion, and the knowledge. We need to move from subject to a specific topic. So while moving from subject to specific topics, there are some questions that is often called question for proving, that we can be very short, crystal clear about how we are sure about the specific topics. That is one important thing through questions for proving. And second one is free writing. Engage yourself in free writing for 5 or 10 minutes so that you can include all the relevant information, excluding so many things about your topic. So it is the secret way to transfer from subject to a specific topic. And third thing is finding something to say. Here what you can do is, if you have some ideas and if you are limiting yourself already, and if you have moving yourself from subject to topic, then brainstorming. Under finding something to say, you do brainstorming and you also do journal writing. These two things really help you to get the ideas. After that, you need to group the ideas together. Whatever you have from your brainstorming, whatever you have from your free writing, please group those ideas. While grouping the ideas, it is often done by clustering and outlining. Clustering means putting the ideas and information and opinions logically in order, and outlining means how they look like in your writings. So you need to make an outline or map or blueprint. So all these things are done in invention, the first step of writing process. It is also called the pre-writing process or pre-writing steps of writing process. Please engage yourself, spend your time in invention. Invention will help you a lot in your writing. You feel very confident, and you will not be like one of my students who said that after completing my master's degree, I never engage in writing process. No, it is not the case. If you follow the process, it's very interesting, very fruitful and meaningful. Thank you guys for today's from today's videos. You have given me your very valuable and important time. Please do not hesitate yourself to ask some questions or give me some feedback so that we can support each other. And never forget to subscribe my channel if you really want to make this teaching learning English platform as to practice your business communication, writing skills, as practice English language learnings, and so many other research related tasks and activities. Have a good time. Thank you very much. See you on the next video. Thank you.